Ooh, and I also forgot to say in the very first video, I said, why is it a good thing that this whole crypto thing is going up and all that? Because again, in the previous older videos, I've mentioned that all whatever has been coming out of Facebook has been where it's been going, because look at the timing of when that went up and when that went down. The good thing about this and the bad thing about that for crypto people. So the good thing for us, for the AMC investors and the GameStop investors and the meme stock investors, is that this is a sign. Like, don't let this discourage you, because as you can see, we're going down, the crypto is going up. Very good thing. Why? Um, Again, this is not financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. So why is it a good thing? Because this is a sign to show you that they are trying to raise as much money as possible. Why is it a bad thing for crypto people? Because unfortunately, I feel and I think and I feel, in fact, we can fact check this, because this has happened numerous amount of times. It's not like I'm making this crap up. um, they're pumping it to dump it later, and they when they picked, if you remember the way they picked up the crypto, it was all like, they were all at almost at their 52-week low. Almost, some of them already went below the 52-week low, like some of the smaller ones like Ren and ADA, Cardano. So and a few more, but Bitcoin and Ethereum were literally like right there, like on that almost around that 52-week low. And the reason why they chose that particular price to pump it up from is because there are a lot of institutions that wait for algorithmic trading, kind of, and this is just the way that it's set up. And even a lot of retail investors, the way that they would go about it is that they would wait until, because it's hard to time a dip, um, when it's like kind of like a fallen knife. You don't know how low can it go, and I'm not, um, I'm not mentioning ludicrous in this. So they went, but the biggest indication for a perfect time to buy a dip for a lot of institutions and a lot of retail investors that are all about their game when it comes to trading is the technical analysis of this, like which is comes into the form of 52-week low. Like just makes kind of sense by itself. Like if you're looking at something like a Bitcoin or Ethereum and it's below the 52-week low, then a lot will come in to jump on that, and that goes against their idea and their plans, because of course they were constantly going to use this as a pump and dump. They can't dump something that has already been pumped, if that makes any sense. So they kind of went in before it hit those levels, but it was low enough for them to make so much money off of in the near future. And you'll see how we can fact check this as well. Jumping in now, all the people that were waiting on the sideline, just waiting for it to drop a little bit more lower so it can go at the 52 or below the 52-week highs, lows. Now those people had to make a choice. That's what these institutions have just done. They had to, and I believe this is why they chose that particular time for Facebook to literally, like, after that earning to drop, because it could have been Amazon as well, because they had a horrendous earnings report. Why is it that they went up instead, almost matching their 52-week high now, um, while Facebook is you know is went historically below its the worst uh, report and drop, a company's worst drop ever. I believe because it was such something that they needed to do quick. That's something that they needed to hit. It was that company. They chose that. They did what they had to do. And then in the pursuit of doing so, they obviously can jump into the crypto and pump it up before it hits a very low price and gets pumped in general by itself, by other investors other than them. Now they just made that choice a little bit harder for the other people that are waiting on the sidelines to make a choice. I see it going up. Do I want to go on the train? Because I believe that this could have been, they give them that insinuation that this is the lowest, that's it, this is the bottom, now we're on our way up. And it looks like it is doing so, because again, predicted that from last week. But the other prediction that I've also made, that it was gonna go up and it's gonna be short-lived, because again, this is just about making enough money for the MOAS, and that's the only way to do it. They're not gonna pay out of their own pockets. They are paying for the MOAS from within the community itself. They're going to make us pay for the MOAS. That's what they've been doing for a year and a half. That's why it's been prolonged for this long. And unfortunately, when everybody thinks that the government has been doing its thing, and I love the government and everyone, if this was if it was a good thing, it should have been done and over with back in May and June of last year. In fact, back in April and March, even in January of last year. But since it's not, then obviously they've given enough time, and they've had enough time to go ahead and continuously keep making more money by ripping off the community, because that's who they're going against. And by doing so, they're raising enough money to pay for something. It's kind of like a car wash, the only thing that is being washed is us. So the community is being washed, and whoever emerges on the other side will be a clean virgin. But how many people we lost in the pursuit of doing so? If we are a real community, then and we really do care about each other, not just our pockets only, then this is not how we would let this get off the hook just like that, because obviously we would go up and get the money that we were longing for, from the pockets of other members of our community. And it pains me to say this, but this is the course that we're heading on. No one is mentioning this, guys. So it sucks. It's sad to say this, but that's why we owe it to ourselves to not have this bull crap of after 73 no one is owed nothing or whatever. Yeah, of course, no one is owed anything right now at $1, even at $15 or $12. I mean, they could have completely knocked it away off its on the ground and just keep it like this. But going away en masse is much easier than going out on your own. I would always prefer to be out with the family than to be John I Am Legend, and just be on my own out there. And it's like, what's the value or worth of this play? Like the sentiment, when you can't see everyone else have made it through safely, doesn't matter the amount that they have made, and got really, but at least they got a good amount of money out of this, then that makes it much sweeter. That makes actually the win. But what is a win if there's no one to share it with? Like, okay, we have our own families each, before, like, the first family before our second family, which is the community, which is all of us. But no one in our families understand, like, a lot of them don't understand what our mindsets are like, and what we're in. In fact, up until now, most of them think we're just crazy and losers, because they believe that the narrative of what the news has been spreading, saying that this was over and whoever is still in it is an ape or an idiot or dumb. So when you share it with them, they will only be a crazy understanding, because they're not in the stock market. They just don't understand how it is, how it works. They don't have that faith. They haven't seen it, unless they see crazy income and wins, and then that's when they will be really happy for you, because again, that's just their family. But only us as the community really, really understand what it feels like to lose or to win together, because we've all been into this. We've been battered all together, and when it runs up, we're going to be running up together. And I just hope we can end this crap about not having a floor or whatnot or whatever, and the narrative. That's exactly what they want, because they've been planning to deal with this from within the play and the community itself. Pay for this? Okay, we're eventually going to be dealing with this. But they probably had that meeting in January, when they took the button away and said, you know what? Okay, here comes government. What you guys gonna do about this? You got a big mess on your hands if you create it. Hedge fund said, okay, we don't want to deal with this. Government says, well, I don't think so because this time is different. These are retail investors, and retail controls most of the market in general, about a third of the market. We can't let that happen, and then we'll have bigger problems. Then it's just bigger problems to deal with. So how are you going to deal with this? They're like, okay, well, if we have to, absolutely have to, then give us the time that we need to make enough money for this. The government says, so how much time do you need? And they're like, okay, when enough is, when we have it, then we have it. How are they making the money? We've already talked about this, and by now you should have an idea on how they've been making the money. They haven't been, working double shifts and overtime so that they can save extra, so they can meet the requirements to pay for us. No, they're just gonna slaughter most of us to pay for the rest. So many die in the pursuit of this, and then get slaughtered, and then a few make it out alive out of this, and they live to tell the tale of how they were smart and how they were good, but on the bones and the ashes of the rest of the community. So I just hope that we can end this, guys. Please end this fear and this whole low number crap up, because if we're gonna make them pay with pounds of blood and flesh, then and a kidney on top, that's the only way to do so is to not let that infiltrate us, because we didn't have this infiltration in the early stages of the movement. There was no such thing. In fact, all the YouTubers were talking about, yeah, this is a 10,000 plus, 12,000 plus, 50,000 plus play, and this could go to 100. Now each single one, starting from the most famous one to me, but I'm the only one that's not saying that, are all saying that, oh, this is ludicrous. Don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. 600 is good. 400 is great. Don't be dumb holding, your balls or whatever at the end empty-handed, or whatever the hell the narratives they've been saying or pushing. It's just crazy. I don't know how you can trust someone or go along with someone that can't match everything that they say. That means they're pushing narratives that fulfill whatever you want to hear, or what they think will be listened to, or what people want to hear. You're not getting the truth. That's the point that I'm making here. I in fact, I love people like Trey, Matt, Lou, Clay. Again, I'm not starting anything on anyone, but I'm just saying the truth. All these guys were in the beginning, early stages of this movement, have pushed and verified and showed us specific videos on why it is possible for such and such numbers, and now they're all single one of them are talking about hundreds. That's a shame, guys. It's a shame. And if they're gonna rise on the ashes of the community, then guess what? That's shame on them. And I hope this gets settled, and we don't fall for this, because this is hedge fund strategies. So much love, guys. Like and subscribe to the channel. I'm not a financial advisor again. Let me know, comment in the comment section what you would like to know or ask, and I will cover more videos, guys. Much love. Let's see if the price actually starts rising now at 130.